what were the incentives you got when you got promoted to the rank of junior engineer?
Incentives I got, as in my remuneration grew by a small amount, and I guess that's about it.
Okay, what was your salary as a trainee marine engineer?
It was $500.
And what was your salary as a junior engineer?
It's 750. Plus, I got coronavirus bonus of $60, so that made it $818. Yeah, $818.
So how many dollars? It around $300, around 21,000 rupees per month minimum. This was the increment you got, and this was a small amount considering what was your salary when you were working for 6 months as an employee for a certain company.
No, no, that was considering my previous salary. It wasn't a small amount.
So now guys, see, when you come on ship na, even this 20,000 now जो कभी लोगों की सैलरी रही होती है पूरे महीने की, अब वो इंक्रीमेंट भी कम लगने लग जाता है. This is the mindset that you get. कि अभी now you start dreaming about those big pictures and big salaries that you get as a fourth engineer, as a third engineer, second engineer, as chief engineer. That now this increment also Abhimanyu saying, "अरे सर ये तो अभी कम ही था." Now it's a good thing. It's a good thing that you're having a bigger picture in mind. That's very, very important. I appreciate that. Now, Abhimanyu, I have got a few questions for you. Okay. And these questions are from my GME Decoded group, WhatsApp group. And these questions are from Khalid Ansari, Pappu Kumar, Ravi Raj Ghadge, Nishant, Gyan Prakash, Sheikh Mohammad Junaid. First of all, guys, thank you very much for believing in me and giving me these questions. And now let me ask Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Abhimanyu, first question is from Khalid Ansari. What strategy to follow for an average student to clear GME entrance exam?
Khalid, I'd suggest that you follow whatever sir is saying. You clear your basics, because for me, I'm a very wrong person to ask. I hardly prepared anything for my interview, and just by fluke or just by chance, because this plays a huge role, by the way, in interviews. Chance or luck, this is a huge factor. So I got through through chance, but for you, I suggest you should be very thorough with the basic IC engine concepts, refrigeration concepts, thermodynamic concepts, whatever you feel that machinery is related to ship, and whatever the basics concept. I guess that general aptitude, communication, confidence, it really matters on how you. It really matters. It boils down to the interview day, how you conduct yourself in front of the interviewer, because the first impression that you give to the interviewer, that makes a huge impact. It doesn't matter how much you have scored academically or how much your CV says or whatever. That impression that you make sitting across the interviewer, and how he gauges you as a person or a future employee of his or her company, that makes a huge. So I'd say you can strategize, you can study, prepare well, but yeah, keep this in mind.
Okay, guys, Abhimanyu को मैं shortcut में कर देता हूँ. But Khalid, first of all, your mindset is wrong. You are calling yourself an average student. I myself called myself. I always thought I am an average student because my father told me so. कि प्रनीत तू तो हमेशा 70 से 80% के बीच में रहता है. See you in your 10th, 12th, always you have been an average student. Well, buddy, it has always been about the efforts that you are putting in. Khalid, I just want to know, are you giving your full 100% for this GME entrance exam? If no, then you are an average student. If yes, then you are not an average student. Second thing I want to say is, when I'm talking to Abhimanyu over here, you can make out the communication skills that he has got. Right? He's speaking far better in English than what I am over here. So, communication skills matter a lot. Focus on your communication skills, because most of the times you might be knowing a question on IC engines when your interviewer asks you, but still, because of your poor communication skills, you might not be able to communicate properly what you know, and the person sitting over here might not know, अरे इसको आता भी है कि नहीं आता, and with that question mark, nobody is going to select you, Khalid. So rule number 1, focus on your communication skills. Rule number 2, don't call yourself an average student. Rule number 3, give your 100%. You will get selected. Jai Mata Di. That's the strategy. That's the basic strategy. Okay. Abhimanyu, is that fine? Are you satisfied with my answer?
Definitely, sir.
Okay. Next question to you, Abhimanyu, is from Pappu Kumar. And he says, what type of attitude is needed to survive on board, especially with worse situation and bad news all around?
Okay, Pappu, I guess it depends person to person. The attitude I choose is indifference. So, and you should always have a positive outlook, and you should be indifferent to whatever external to the ship that is happening, because it really doesn't matter whatever happens. It only matters what you and your 20 other people are concerned with on board your ship, because it's like a world in its own, right? So you should only concern yourself with whatever's happening on the ship, and that too, not politics and all, like proper what attitude of indifference, I'll say, is the best way to go. At least that helped me.
Okay. As per Abhimanyu, it is attitude mein indifference. He was bothered with himself rather than thinking about the outside world. Well, I take it as a point number one. And I would just like to add point number two to it. And that is just believe in yourself. First thing. ये बहुत common word है, but it has to be used every day and every day out, because there are going to be times when people are going to doubt your credentials. They are going to say, अरे यार तुम्हें ये भी नहीं आता है, तुमने कॉलेज में क्या सीखा है? अबे तुमको ये भी नहीं पता है, what kind of student you are? You are a stupid fool. There can be instances when people might say that to you. At that time, don't get demotivated, because that has happened with me. That has happened with Abhimanyu. That has happened with everyone who has been in a corporate sector or in aviation sector or anywhere around, in any job you are. It happens at this is the time when you have to believe in yourself. This is the time when you cannot doubt yourself. This is the time when you need to have that confidence, and then you need to work so that these people who are doubting you today should say tomorrow, okay, yes, we were wrong, you were right, you have done great for yourself, you're a good guy. And that's what attitude is all about. Attitude about proving others wrong who doubted your potential. Right, Abhimanyu? Is it right?
Correct. Correct.
Chalo, theek hai. Thank you, Abhimanyu. Next question is, Abhimanyu, what is the difference between a trainee marine engineer and junior engineer? This question is by Ravi Raj.
Zero difference, I guess. It's just synonymous. Which is just junior engineer is what is the same thing.
Salary difference तो है यार. Major difference is money.
नहीं नहीं, वो तो कैडेट और जूनियर में है सर. उसमें कहाँ है?
Trainee marine engineer.
जूनियर और
TME सेम थिंग है.
ट्रेनिंग मरीन इंजीनियर आफ्टर जेईई होता है ना सर. मैं मेरा रैंक मैं प्रोमोटेड आई वाज प्रोमोटेड टू टीएमई. कैडेट और जूनियर इंजीनियर में बस सैलरी का डिफरेंस है और कुछ नहीं, और सी टाइम काउंट होता है.
Okay guys, he was an engine cadet and he was promoted to trainee marine engineer or a junior engineer. So basically TME and junior engineer are one and the same thing. The salary on board his company was around $750 for a junior engineer or a TME, and as an engine cadet he was getting around $500. Right, Abhimanyu?
Yes.
Okay, Abhimanyu, next question is from Nishant. What type of work to be done as TME and his experience? Well, we have discussed that you have to take soundings, you have to work with whatever job is being given to you by a second engineer, you have to assist people, you have to help people, you have to take proper rounds. If you find anything untoward or wrong, you have to bring that to the notice of your senior engineers. You have to assist your chief engineer, you have to assist your second engineer. Basically, you are going to assist anyone and everyone present over there, right? And apart from that, enhancing your knowledge by learning manuals, right?
Correct.
Correct. Okay, next question is from Gyan Prakash. And this question is, Abhimanyu, how can you cope up with seasickness, and tell me your experience with rolling and pitching? A good question, I see.
Oh, that's a nice question. Nice question, Gyan. So seasickness is something I never thought I'll be getting, but yeah, so when I joined, my ship was on port. It was in Amsterdam, and it was on port for the next 15 days. So for 15 days, the ship wasn't moving. So after that, our next port was Norway. So that was through the North Sea. It's quite rough. So when our ship first started moving, like first just got out of the port, it barely rolls. Like, but it's not a stable ground. It goes like probably 5 degree, 1 degree. So even that was a shock to me, because your internal balancers in your brain, they cannot say that your eyes are seeing something stable, but your head is feeling something unstable. So that's an imbalance. So even that 1 degree rolling, I got a bit woozy, I got a bit disoriented, I'd say, but that was nothing. the next day we hit proper rough seas, and we were rolling at 5-10 degrees, and oh my god, I'd say it was quite a horrific experience for me. The first time I was vomiting all over the place, and I couldn't eat anything, had lost all appetite. It was quite horrible. It's quite horrible. uh, but I'd say that it just 1 or 2 days, because 24 hours of constant agony, if your brain sees that this is not going to stop. Whatever happens, this rolling is going to continue. So at one point of time, your brain decides ki, yeah, okay, this is normal. uh, we should probably stop vomiting right now. And that was the first time I faced rolling for about 2 to 3 days. And later on, I was completely accustomed to it. Like 10 degree rolling, which on our ship, it went maximum 10 degree rolling. I was fairly comfortable with. I mean, seasickness was gone, but only climbing stairs, and you have to be a bit careful, because sometimes if you don't have your footing right and the ship suddenly rolls, you might fall over. So seasickness is there. First time you might face, it depends from people to people. We had a fitter who every time the ship rolled, he got gas and he got headaches and all. So, but it happened to me the very first time quite severely, but subsequently it doesn't matter.
Okay, with this question, I would like to add my 2 cents to it. Guys, as a chief engineer, it's been 12 years that I've been sailing. And in those 12 years, uh, I have faced some very pretty bad weathers. And trust me, when the ship starts rolling, I guess even before Abhimanyu feels woozy, I'm the one who feels woozy more. And I am sure enough that these guys must be mocking at my these things behind my back. अरे देखो यार बड़ा साहब है, इनको देखो चक्कर आ रहे हैं यार. And I used to feel very bad. And अरे यार चक्कर आ गए यार. Oh God, I'm feeling bad. Second साहब. Oh, and I used to be in a more miserable condition than these people out there. See, he's smiling right now. You can make that out. So, uh, I used to feel much, much, much worse than what Abhimanyu would have faced. And I have sailed on seas in rolling of 20 degrees as well. Those were horrific times. But guys, see, our mind is such a very well thing said by Abhimanyu that it gets used to. Suppose you're working for 10 hours a day, your body gets used to working for 10 hours a day. If you're working for 16 hours a day, your body gets used to, because your mind gets used to. Similarly, once you're in a bad weather, within 24 hours or 36 hours, your mind, your body gets used to that thing, and then it becomes normal. So chill karo yaar, relax. Seasickness is nothing. It is just a state of mind. It is going to happen. It has happened with me. It still happens with me. But the only thing that keeps me working is, I guess you understand, this is called money. So that keeps you motivated, and all the stress factor is gone. Take care, guys. Now, the last question is by Abhimanyu by Sheikh Muhammad Junaid. And this question is, what about internet connection on board? Can we contact through video calls or WhatsApp to our families?
Hi, Sheikh. It really depends on vessel to vessel. I'd say on my vessel, we had a fairly consistent internet service, but that the bandwidth provided was very, very poor. So I guess voice calling was possible most of the days. Like like when we are out at sea, uh, in a 7 day week, maybe 5 week you'll get connection. Messages you can anytime. Voice call you can do. Maybe 2 days you won't get connection, or sometimes the connection just used to go for a reason. But we could voice call easy, and video call. So I guess some people, I didn't used to do daily video calls, but you could do video calls. And again, it depends from vessel to vessel. I have friends who are sailing who have extremely good internet connection on board their ships, and I have friends who are sailing who don't have internet connection at all. So it really depends from your vessel to vessel. And of course, when you're in ports, you get local SIM cards, and also that time is not a problem. Internet is not that big of a problem. If contacting your family members is your your issue, then it's not that big of a problem. If you want to binge watch on Netflix at 4K, that's going to be a problem.
See, guys, let me put it short. When you talk to your families, video calls is not an issue. Yes, definitely, वो बात करनी होती है, chats करनी होती हैं, it should not be an issue. But yes, if you have got a girlfriend, you want to show her your new biceps that you have made on board ship after working out for like 15 days, and you want to do a video call and desperate to show her your biceps or something, you're good bod. might be an issue. You might not be able to show that. Video calls, some days it was very good, some days it was not possible. Audio calls, most of the days I did not face an issue. And I repeat once again, guys, if you are having an Android phone, is more easy to have an internet connection on board ship rather than having an iPhone. This is what my personal experience. I might be wrong, but this is what I have faced. Like I have got a normal Redmi or a Realme phone, so मुझे कभी internet में problem नहीं. But there were many people on board ship who were using iPhone. उनको बहुत, क्योंकि iPhone has got a lot of security things and everything. So उनको कहीं बार they used to face problems with this internet thing. So if you are having an iPhone, carry a cheap Android phone as well. That for sure, right, Abhimanyu? Are you satisfied
Yes,
with this answer?
yes, sir. Right.
Okay, Abhimanyu. My last question, and this is the most learning and the most vital.